A very good afternoon. Welcome to Premier League Live for a second game of the day, and it's the Champions Liverpool in action against second placed Arsenal here this afternoon at Anfield. This could have been a title matchup, but in the end it was Liverpool that run away with the title and Arsenal just couldn't keep pace with them. Now in the third to last weekend of the season, Arsenal now have to come here and get a result if they want to finish second. They're under pressure from Manchester City below them, who are just 2 points behind them coming into today, and a Newcastle side who won against Chelsea earlier are now just 1 point behind them. So Arsenal, not an easy street when it comes to finishing second. For Liverpool, the title was done and dusted weeks or months ago, but now they want to end the season on a high. 3 games to try and get as many points as possible, and they want that 90 plus. 91 is the highest Liverpool can get. They're on 82 starting the day, 15 clear of Arsenal. Win today and it will be 18 points, the gap between the top side and second place. Well, it's some battle for Europe. Let's show you what actually happened from the earlier games, because Nottingham Forest drew 2-2 with Leicester City at the City Ground, which means Forest do not climb up to the top 5, having the chance to climb up there earlier this afternoon. This is the way the top 7 looks then. Of course, Liverpool the champions at the top. Arsenal in second on 67 points. Then Newcastle come behind them, obviously having already played. They're on 66 points, but look at that on the right side. Arsenal are their next opponents away at the Emirates. Manchester City in fourth, they're on 65 points. They've Bournemouth at home next, but that's not till next midweek after the FA Cup final. Chelsea host Man United on Friday night. They're on 63 in fifth. They stay in fifth despite defeat earlier this afternoon to Newcastle. With Villa winning yesterday, that put the pressure on the top sides in the top 5 with their win away at Bournemouth. And Nottingham Forest had the chance. If they'd have won against Leicester, they would have won up to 64 points and would have jumped above Chelsea into the top 5. But a draw is not enough for Forest. They're on 62. They have West Ham as their next outing. They head to West Ham next weekend. Well, it is not going to be easy for any of the top sides getting into the top 5. There are still, I would say, 3 places up for grabs. I don't think there will be a full change, but Arsenal are not comfortable just yet. A win at Anfield would certainly help them and their cause and would all but secure second place for Arsenal. But they lose today, Newcastle will have the chance to go above them, as would Manchester City next week if Arsenal lose back-to-back games in the next 2 weeks. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. They have a visit to Liverpool today, and it's not going to be easy for the Gunners. We know that the champions have had their way with Arsenal over the seasons at Anfield. And the last time they won the title at Liverpool, they were the champions. They beat them 4-0 here at Anfield, of course, did Liverpool that season. They beat them 3-1 at home the season they won the title back in 2020, did Liverpool. But very different feelings at the City Ground. Missed opportunity, really. The Nottingham Forest owner absolutely going off at his head coach there. Whatever's going on there between those two, that's what it means. Well, Forest are now confirmed for Europe. They will finish in the top 7, no doubt about that. But whereabouts is the big question. Remember, they still have 2 games to play. They're only a point outside of the top 5, and they will play Chelsea before the end of the season. They will play them on the final day, so it's not done yet. But it is not a very good day for Nottingham Forest against already relegated Leicester, dropping points at home in that game. Not the day that they would have wanted. Elsewhere in El Clasico this afternoon, absolute classic of an El Clasico, 6 goals in the first half. Barcelona winning by 4-2. They were 2-0 down against Real Madrid, but 4 goals unanswered to the end of the half means Barca leading by 4-2. Madrid need to win this game if they're to keep the title alive. Lose today for Real Madrid, and they are just Barca will be just a handful away from lifting the title next weekend. Right, we're ready here at Anfield. It's Liverpool, the champions, taking on Arsenal. Their local, well, their closest rival to the title this season, but they weren't really a rival, because this is why they're going to get the guard of honour at Anfield. Chelsea did it last week. Arsenal will do the same this week. It's respect and tradition in the Premier League to do a guard of honour for the reigning champions, and no kind of taste in the mouth of Arsenal as we see the shot there. The wall of champions inside the tunnel. 20 league titles for Liverpool. And look, the champions walk out onto their field, onto their pitch in front of 60,000 of their fans. And a walk of champions through the Guard of Honour from their closest yet very little rivals in Arsenal, who are in second, and we're nowhere near them. Probably all season were Arsenal, but today's their chance for Arsenal to maybe have their say on Liverpool and their title status as we see these two face off in this Premier League battle. Let's have a look at the two teams then for this one. Starting with the home side, the champions Liverpool. Alisson is in goal. After Trent Alexander-Arnold confirmed this week he would be leaving the club at the end of the season, Conor Bradley starts at right back. In defence, Ibrahim Konate joins Virgil van Dijk after Quansah was dropped from last week, and Andy Robertson starts at left back in place of Kostas Tsimikas. In midfield, Ryan Gravenberch returns after his full rest against Chelsea last Sunday. He's joined alongside Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai in the midfield, with Alexis McAllister dropping to the bench. In the front three for Liverpool, their leading scorer and the Premier League's leading scorer and the Football Writers' Player of the Year, Mohamed Salah on the right, Cody Gakpo on the left, and leading the line, Luis Diaz. On the bench for Liverpool, Kelleher, Tsimikas, Alexander-Arnold, Quansah, Endo, McAllister, Elliott, Nunez and Jota. No Federico Chiesa on the bench today. For the travelling Arsenal, David Raya starts in goal. A back four of Ben White, William Saliba, Jakub Kiwior and Miles Lewis-Skelly. In midfield, Thomas Partey is alongside Mikel Merino and Martin Odegaard. No Declan Rice today for Arsenal, as Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard are the front three. On the bench for the Gunners, Neto, Tierney, Zinchenko, Timber, Calafiori, Henry Francis, Sterling, Butler, Oyedeji and Nwaneri. It's the champions against second-placed Arsenal, who aren't confirmed second place. That's what they've still to fight for. No Champions League now after being knocked out by PSG in midweek. So it's 3 games to secure second spot for the Gunners. Kickoff at Anfield is next. A very good afternoon. Welcome to Premier League Live this Sunday afternoon as we conclude the third to final week of the season. We're into the final 2 weeks of this campaign and we are set up for a cracking finish. Arsenal, their title hopes were dashed weeks ago, but here at Anfield today they face the champions and they will look to damage the champions. After Chelsea did it last week, Liverpool, they don't need to do anything anymore. They don't want to play for nothing. They play for pride at this football club. And their second to last home game of the season. The last home game before they lift the title on the final day. Alexander-Arnold on the bench, of course, for this one. Arne Slot confirmed during the week that Conor Bradley will be starting ahead of what would be a possible full start and a full first choice right back for Liverpool next season, with Trent Alexander-Arnold's departure now confirmed. It's Liverpool in their all-red home strip, Arsenal in their away strip of that black shirt, white shorts and red and green trimmings as we get underway at the home of the champions Liverpool. And they will be loving this. Their first home game as champions, because they confirmed their champion status the last time they played at home when they faced Tottenham, thrashed them 5-1 in the end, and that sealed the deal for Liverpool on that day. And they want to play like champions today. Not as many changes as last week for Arne Slot and his team. Of course, Jarell Quansah, the likes of Harvey Elliott amongst them, started last week. More regular starters, of course, the Tsimikas at left back as well. Started last week as that's a challenge early from Conor Bradley, which gets a rousing applause from the crowd inside Anfield. You can tell his reaction to that one. Alexander-Arnold on the bench. Keep getting shots of Trent Alexander-Arnold. We know he's on the bench. He's not going anywhere. He's not flying off to Madrid just yet. That's loose from Curtis Jones in the middle. Here's Trossard trying to break away for Arsenal. Surrounded by red shirts. And he's going to get the foul there, Leandro Trossard, as he was pushed down by Dominic Szoboszlai. He's gone for the old style Italian look today, Dominic Szoboszlai, with a headband and the long locks. It's kind of 90s Italian kind of vibe, that, from Dominic Szoboszlai. Ben White takes this free kick. Switches it across. Bradley up and challenging. And deemed to have committed a foul there on Mikel Merino as he climbed to try and win the ball. The Northern Irishman. Conor Bradley gets up, tries to win the ball. All his effort is to try and win the ball, and he climbs above Merino. He doesn't really catch him in the face, but he gets above his shoulder and his back gives out there, Mikel Merino. That's what has him in pain. And down inside the first 2 minutes here. Of course, no Declan Rice for Arsenal today. Completely unsure why that's the case. But he is not involved this afternoon. The man who scored those 2 great free kicks against Real Madrid. He's not involved. And Mikel Merino in a more natural position for him in midfield today. More where he wants to be, as Martin Odegaard has a free kick here on this left side from the challenge by Bradley on Merino. So a bit of defending for Liverpool to do early on here. Odegaard, long distance out, 4 players in black in the middle. Ball across, it's all the way through, it's Saka across! And he hits it wide, and I don't know whether the flag would have stayed down or not. I think it might have. But that was straight off the training ground from Arsenal. The whip ball in by Odegaard. I think all the other players are offside. They are. And Saka is miles on. And I think the Liverpool defenders know it. And they're lucky that that didn't find the back of the net there. It was smart from Arsenal. The 4 other players that were in there initially were all offside. But it was Bukayo Saka with that late run round the back post. Got away from the defenders, well onside. And the shot goes just wide of the left post. Little nervy moment there. As that's nicely won back by Liverpool, and Diaz was tackled. And well cleanly tackled by Odegaard. Out wide it goes to Martinelli. Arsenal here to prove a point today. More than anything. Trossard, heavy touch, takes him out of the box, and Partey has to play it back to Jakub Kiwior. Down the channel. Finding it out wide to Miles Lewis-Skelly. Goes back inside. Arsenal with the early possession here is Van Dijk's clearance. Finding Curtis Jones, who tries to send Luis Diaz on a run. And he's still battling, and he's won the ball off William Saliba. That's lovely from Luis Diaz. Looked like a nothing ball there. And Saliba was under no pressure as Merino commits the foul on Luis Diaz. That was great from the Liverpool centre forward. Challenge the Arsenal centre back, not give him that air of confidence or air of space, and just put the pressure on him. There's Robertson to take this throw now. The crowd are up and singing inside Anfield, and they have been since the first minute, as Szoboszlai gives it away a bit sloppily there to Leandro Trossard, who's bursting down the right side. He's got Gravenberch and Szoboszlai for company. And Szoboszlai battling but not winning the ball. Trossard fighting Odegaard. Positive start for Arsenal. Partey plays it out wide to Martinelli. Bodies in the box for the Gunners. Martinelli gets to the byline, but the ball had already crossed the byline. Goal kick. Positive start for the Gunners. Look at that. 1-5 and lost 6 of his 15 managerial meetings against Liverpool has Mikel Arteta. 4 draws. There you go. Fair mixed bag of results against Liverpool has Mikel Arteta. A few draws in the recent games as well between the sides. That was nice. Here's Robertson with a bit of space down the left channel. Out wide to Gakpo. First real run at the Arsenal defence today, Cody Gakpo. Dribbling around Moreno, who drops in alongside White there. Jones finding Gravenberch. Fed it through here for Robertson, who gets it across. But no one in the middle. And chested back by Lewis Skelly to David Raya. That was better from Liverpool. Really good transition move. And it was not actually poor from Arsenal. They dropped off too deep, allowed the space in and around the edge of the box, and Ryan Gravenberch could just feed it through to Andy Robertson, whose cross, if there was someone in there in red, would have been a chance at a goal, as Alisson, trying to toy about there, hit it off the Arsenal player and caught it. There's the Liverpool goalkeeper. Now, we will keep you up to date with the score in El Clasico this afternoon. Was Barcelona beaten in their Champions League semi-final. Second leg by Inter. That's a lovely move, and here's Curtis Jones on the break, and he's trying to reverse it round for Salah. Here's Mohamed Salah. Lays it off for Luis Diaz. Good save by Raya. Great move by Liverpool. And Jones wins it back, no foul. Curtis Jones chops inside. Can't get a shot off. Finds Gakpo now. Trying to curl it. Well blocked. That was a chance for Liverpool. Again, it was lovely. Good run on the outside by Jones. It's Van Dijk's ball over the top. Just out of play from Dominic Szoboszlai there. Wow. That was lovely down that side by Liverpool. It was Jones that gave it off to Gakpo. Gakpo played it across to Diaz, and Diaz gave it in behind for Curtis Jones, who whips it right round the back of the Arsenal defence to Salah. Lays it off to Diaz, free in the centre, and he strikes it. And David Raya dives, makes the save. That was a decent opportunity early doors there for Liverpool, as Arsenal will get the throw down this right side. Wow. "12 Premier League clean sheets for David Raya this season. Second in the race for the Golden Glove. Matt Sells is leading the charge with 13 clean sheets. I don't like the Premier League graphic. It gives you defenders as well who've kept clean sheets. That's just dumb. But Matt Sells with 13. Arsenal has David Raya on 12. And the next goalkeeper down is Dean Henderson, who has 11 for Crystal Palace. They're all in the race for the Golden Glove. Crystal Palace kept a clean sheet today away at Tottenham. That 2-0 victory over Spurs. Berrieza with both goals. And also West Ham winning away at Man United today. Thomas Souček and Jared Bowen, which means with 2 games to go in the season, Man United and Spurs are 16th and 17th respectively. Quite remarkable. Remarkable. And one of those teams will be in the Champions League next season. That's the crazy part of it. Here's Saliba. Inside to Ødegaard. Reverse ball. Just about fine party. It's Liverpool intense in their press. And no way forward for Lewis Skelly there. But a lovely ball from Raya. And Moreno looking for Ødegaard. It was challenged by Van Dijk. And no foul by Virgil van Dijk there. As Alisson gets rid. Salah trying to anticipate a mistake. So Szoboszlai keen in his challenge. A little bit late in his challenge there on Thomas Partey. Just another Andy says Arteta is the main reason. Arsenal are 15 points behind Liverpool. Trossard. Much deeper. He spreads it out wide to Martinelli. He's got Moreno in support on the overlap. Martinelli decides to Play it inside to Partey. White. Out to Odegaard. Finding Partey. Now wide again, out to Saka. Chops it back inside to Odegaard and blocked off well. Down that side by Gakpo, drop back. And now Liverpool are on the break. It's a 4-on-3. Here's Szoboszlai. Gives it out wide to Gakpo. He's got Diaz central. Cody Gakpo. Is he going to get a shot off? He spins back into trouble and was nowhere to go. And Saliba wins it back for Arsenal. Liverpool out of 4-on-3 there. Now Arsenal trying to break forward. And the ball there from Odegaard should be shielded by Connor Bradley. Oh, it is. And reversing back is Mohamed Salah to help out. Bradley. A little bit of a heavy touch. And Arsenal have the ball back again. It's a little bit end to end. Neither side having the possession for too long. A little bit counter-attack from both teams. Ball over the top by White. Trying to find Saka, who's well marshalled by Andy Robertson. He gives it right back to Arsenal with that poor long ball. Trossard. He's everywhere at the moment, Leandro Trossard. He was on the left side, right side, through the middle. Getting that in that freedom role for Arsenal, it seems. Leandro Trossard. Ball down the left-hand side here to Martinelli. Inside to Marino. Lewis Skelly now. Back to Saliba. And then Ben White. Wide to Saka on the right hand side. He's got two in cover. Saka just drive it back inside to Saliba. Liverpool sitting in their shape. Had a less possession than Arsenal so far. 42% for Liverpool, 58% for Arsenal. So a little bit more of the possession for the Gunners. That's a fair challenge by Gravenberch, who wins it back, and Salah bursting away and brought down late by Jakub Kiwior. That's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. Salah was already gone. The ball was already gone away from Salah before Jakub Kiwior made the challenge. Martin Odegaard's like a... This shirt's ripped all down the front of him there for Martin Odegaard. I think they're going to have to change that. It's very kind of raw, shall we say. I mean, he's literally playing with a ripped open shirt. Not all the way down, but it's very kind of jungle hero vibes. Oh, they've given it away there. Liverpool, foot run at the back. Partey, there's bodies in there, but Gravenberch battling. Trossard comes away with it. Trossard blocked. And Bradley stepping in to win it back. And gets Liverpool the free kick, I believe. No foul. Says the referee. Is still alive. Ball into the box. Gravenberch mops it up. That was far from convincing from Liverpool. Under pressure here. The champions. That's a little bit of a naughty one there from Connor Bradley. Yeah, we see this again. It's Curtis Jones. Why he's in there on his own, I have no idea. Curtis Jones, a midfielder. The two centre-backs are about 10 yards up the pitch. I mean, what in the hell is that? Talk about audacious and quite drastic bits of defending from Liverpool there. And Arsenal get a free kick in this wide left position. 15 minutes gone. Similar to the chance that Saka had that went wide. I think this free kick might be something similar, because Saka's on the edge of the box. And there's again 4 players for Arsenal ready to step across the Liverpool defensive line. 7 of the Liverpool players in that defensive line. Ball whipped in. Flicked away by Bradley and away by Robertson. The ball falls to White. Gives it White to Saka. Saka will whip it round the back post. Bradley there in cover. And the ball finds its way back to Alisson for Liverpool. Gravenberch crowded out. Nice touch by Jones. Bradley. Out wide to Salah. This is better from Liverpool. Salah on the move. Down the right side. Mohamed Salah. Bricking into the box. Lays it off to Diaz. Gets the touch away. Luis Diaz just stepped away from him. And that's a great challenge in there by Jakub Kiwior to come away with the ball. Got a little bit sticky there. That got into the box to Luis Diaz. Just got away from him. Liverpool have got that break on. There is space to be exploited on the break, but Arsenal so far have probably been the more aggressive side. Probably getting a bit more joy out of Liverpool. Raya, long ball over the top. Again into the channel for Saka. It was eased off and out of the way by Andy Robertson. Gravenberch steps inside, has to return it back to his left back, Andy Robertson. Plays his 250th Premier League appearance for Liverpool today. The left back. Alisson. Arrowed ball out to Salah. Took the touch, and Lewis Skelly tussling and fouled by Salah there. He tried to usher it out. Oof. I mean, to be fair, it did look like Andy Robertson got the neck of Bukayo Saka there, but no foul, said the officials on that one. Still 4-2 to Barcelona in El Clasico. A quarter of that second half to go of that one as Ødegaard gets his replacement shirt. About probably 5 minutes after we realised it was ripped. Shirt being replaced as Skelly might be stealing on a few yards there. Just short of 18 minutes gone. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Liverpool 1 or 2 breakaway moments. Luis Diaz's effort saved by Raya was probably the closest Liverpool have come. Arsenal have come close when Saka hit wide from a free kick. Or well, from the second phase of a free kick. Very early in the game. So both sides have had goal-mouth action so far. Raya getting involved in the build-up there. Kiwior with a chip ball over the top and a slip there. But a foul on Conor Bradley by Gabriel Martinelli. And they're certainly testing Conor Bradley on that left side, or Arsenal. Giving him a introduction. Great intent. Van Dijk. Robertson. Reverses it round the corner to Curtis Jones, who has to go back. And Robertson flicks it over the top, and Gakpo's in behind. He's got Mo Salah with him. Gakpo steps across, off balance. And the shot didn't have much behind it. The flag stayed down there. Could the pass have been on from Gakpo to Salah? Here's Robertson from the quick throw. Gakpo! And Liverpool take the lead. Great cross from Robertson. And Cody Gakpo's on the end of it. Off balance and missed a chance mere 10 seconds earlier. Robertson, quick free kick, whips the cross in, and Cody Gakpo at the near post heads it in with no question marks attached. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0, and despite Arsenal probably having the better of the attacking chances so far, an attacking threat, it's one long ball running behind. Gakpo timed it perfectly. Then he lost his balance a little bit. Arsenal put it out for a throw. And then we see Liverpool, they take the throw in quickly, right onto Robertson, who whips the ball in from the left side, and Gakpo completely unmarked in the box. No one tracking him, and it's a great header into the back of the net. From Arsenal's point of view, it's poor, but from Liverpool's point of view, forget about corner taken quickly, it was throw-in taken quickly. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. Now Liverpool feeling a bit of groove now. Salah over the top. Szoboszlai in behind. Szoboszlai across. And Diaz will tap it in. It's 2-0 in quick succession. Gakpo with a first, Luis Diaz with a second, and the champions have come alive. Again, it's that ball over the top, and Arsenal are absolutely cannot deal with it. And Liverpool with those runners in behind. So Borshley this time rolled across, and Luis Diaz ready to find the empty net to make it 2. That's what champions do. They don't just find one goal, they make the good moment count and find a second goal. Dominic Szoboszlai, I think, just onside as the ball's played in by Salah. And Liverpool lead by 2-0. 2 goals in quick succession for the champions. And Diaz wanted it more than anyone else. And that is the reaction and the performance the home crowd wanted. And Szoboszlai was onside, so the goal does stand. There was a check for a possible offside on Dominic Szoboszlai, but quickly cleared. And it will be good to know the exact difference between the first goal and the second goal. The 20th minute, Gakpo gave them the lead. The 21st minute, Luis Diaz doubled that lead. And that's got Liverpool in a comfortable position. And look at that. The crowd responding raucously, rapturously. Look at that. Balloons jumping up and down. That is the atmosphere inside Anfield. It might not be a big European night, but it is certainly a very entertaining Sunday afternoon of Premier League action. And the champions in action and in their stride. Although here Arsenal trying to respond. Mikel Merino blocked by Van Dijk. And away it comes, and look at the break is on again for Liverpool. Diaz. Salah to his right. Takes that option. Finds Mohamed Salah. Rolls it back through. Luis Diaz back across. Curtis Jones just wide. Liverpool have come alive and Arsenal cannot cope. As Curtis Jones on the spin edge of the box. Gets the shot off. Raya was full dive and he makes the save. Gets a good right hand to it there, David Raya. That should be a corner. Liverpool up and over them. Will they run away with this game, Liverpool, like they did the title race? And will they suffer more despair and defeat for Arsenal? They lose today, it will be a 4th successive defeat in all competitions. As Szoboszlai's corner, well over the head of anyone but into the hands of David Raya. Well, that's a 2-minute spell for Liverpool. That was just sheer perfection. The cheekiness to take the quick throw in, to catch Arsenal sleeping. And then the second one, to get them on the break. And beat them. Oh, Diaz! Tried the audacious one across and just over and hit the roof of the net. But they're trying things now, Liverpool. Yeah, it was nice work from Robertson down the left. Played it into Jones. Jones laid it off to Szoboszlai. Gave it out wide to Diaz. And Diaz tried the outside of the boot curler from the edge of the box on the left-hand side. And it just looped onto the roof of the net. But it had David Raya worried for a second. An update to tell you from El Clasico. Madrid have scored a 3rd goal. So it is Barcelona 4, Real Madrid 3. Kylian Mbappe completing his hat-trick to make it a real competitive final 15 minutes in El Clasico in the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona. Remember, Barca win and they're as good as champions. Real Madrid come back and win and they have a real fight on their hands. Do Barca, heading into the final 3 games of the season. Ødegaard. Back to Saliba. And now Kivior. Bouncing around there as Gakpo intercepts, and Van Dijk's come very far forward. Here's Gakpo striding away and still going, and brought down by Thomas Partey, and that's going to be a free kick to Liverpool in a decent area. Well, when he gets going, Cody Gakpo, he is one hell of a threat, and he just bursts away, and it was Trossard, and then it was Partey that committed the foul. Well, one thing, Cody Gakpo has now scored on 10 consecutive starts at Anfield. Incredible. Better than Mo Salah. He had 9 in a row. Cody Gakpo has now scored on his last 10 consecutive Premier League starts at Anfield. He scored. Incredible. He opened the scoring. Liverpool with a free kick here. Around about 23 yards out, 24 yards out. Robertson's delivery around the back. Konate was closest. Arsenal dealing with that just about in their own box here. Trossard trying to get it away and did find the escape route. And now Martinelli's trying to burst away down the left side. He's got Van Dijk for company. And Connor Bradley now. And Gravenberch over there with Sobersley too. Arsenal keep the possession. Thomas Partey. Rising songbook of Anfield and Liverpool being sung at full heart and at full volume inside Anfield today. That's a great challenge by Gravenberch. Gakpo comes away with it. Diaz under pressure. Chipped away by Robertson, but chipped out for an Arsenal throw. Well, whenever Liverpool won the league, whenever it was confirmed, the full-time whistle went here against Spurs. Oh, Gravenberch did well in the centre there. It caused a seismic event, it was categorised as, on the Richter scale, which kind of measures earthquakes. Here's Trossard across, Konate away, and hooked away out for the throw. It caused a mini earthquake in Liverpool. The fact whenever Liverpool were crowned champions, the earth shook. Literally shook. Incredible. 1.8 I think it was, or 1.6 on the Richter scale, which is earthquake levels. I mean, that's mental. Mental. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 0, 28 minutes gone here at Anfield. Arsenal certainly had the better possession, and probably in the early moments looked a little bit better, but Liverpool just took those 2 goals sweetly. And here's Saka with an effort, well over the bar, and behind for a goal kick. Mr. Chris Ayer says, is that an Ulster accent? It is indeed, from Northern Ireland. Like our main man Connor Bradley there. He's playing right back for Liverpool today. In his hometown, Connor Bradley from Castlederg in Northern Ireland, he actually was called the Castlederg Cafu, was his nickname. Bit tongue-in-cheek, but they'll probably have to see a little bit of that. Look at Konate bursting down the right here. Look at he unchallenged. And here's Connor Bradley. He's into the box. He's laid it off for Diaz, who missed it. And cleared away by Saliba. I think Bradley was offside anyway, but my goodness, Ibrahima Konate bursting down that right-hand side like a pacey winger. He's a big hunky centre-back, and he's charging down the right channel. I mean, for Arsenal, there's just no one anywhere near him. I think he might be onside there, Connor Bradley. I think he might have been on there. Saliba, I think, maybe played him on. Yeah, Diaz, if he got that, I think he would have got the goal. Me too. Whereabouts are you from, Chris? Good to have you involved. As Konate won the header and going to get the goal kick there, Liverpool, when Bradley headed off Martinelli. Well, something's going on in El Clasico. I'm not too sure what it is, but something's going on because the referee stopped the game. So Maybe a VAR check, possible something, I don't know. There's 9 minutes to go in that game, and the referee's been called to the monitor in the Olympic Stadium, so there could be something going on. They're checking for a possible penalty. I don't know whether that's for Real Madrid or not. Oh, they're checking for a possible handball for Barcelona on Ferran Torres. Hit the ball maybe off Aurelien Tchouameni, but is it handball? I think it might be. Barca might have a penalty there. I'll let you know what happens. Here's Ødegaard for Arsenal. Chipped the ball into the box. Curling effort. It's going to stay in here. Martinelli will keep it in on the far side. Got past Bradley. He's got Szoboszlai for help, and the ball whipped in. And Van Dijk commanding, heading it away from danger. And Cody Gakpo picking up the pieces. As Robertson thumps away right up the field. And the decision in El Clásico is no penalty to Barcelona. So still 4-3. Saliba into Lewis Skelly. Very central there for Mads Lewis Skelly, the left back. Saliba. White. Right, White to Saka now. Now Trossard down the line. Inside to Saka. Ample Liverpool bodies back. Here's Ødegaard in a tight space. It's a Szoboszlai with a bursting press, but Arsenal play around it. Partey squeezing it through, just about to Trossard. And Curtis Jones tracking him all the way, as was Gravenberch. Ødegaard. Now Partey plays it into Trossard again. Blocked by Konate. Only as far as Martinelli. Partey round the corner. Lovely little combination there from Arsenal as Bradley battling. And Konate helping too. And Bradley can get it away. And is brought down there by Gabriel Martinelli. Or by Mikel Merino, sorry. It looked like. And that's going to be a yellow card for Mikel Merino. Yeah, it was good work from Conor Bradley. Touched the ball away. And Mikel Merino committed the foul. Right afterwards, I think Conor Bradley was waiting for that challenge. He knew it was coming. And it's a free kick to Liverpool and a yellow card for Mikel Merino. Jones. Alisson. Out wide to Gakpo. Flicks it on. Nice combination play again from Liverpool there. And foul on Cody Gakpo there. Thomas Partey this time committing the challenge. The referee. Yeah, I think. Ooh. A little bit cynical that from Thomas Partey. The ball was well gone. Just clipped the right ankle of Cody Gakpo there as Lewis Skelly gets beaten onto it by Salah. Salah trying to guide it through to Diaz. Well blocked off. Salah chasing Lewis Skelly down to win it back again. The veteran against the youth, and it's youth that comes out on top on that one. Not to Mo Salah's liking. Free kick to Arsenal there. Chris says Dunmurray mostly. Always nice to hear the sound of home. It is indeed. It is indeed. Constantly, whenever you hear someone from home, always talking on the TV or whatever, you hear them and you're like, oh, they're from here. They're from home and all that. You hear it. It's great. It's great to see good people from home doing well. Conor Bradley certainly one of them. He's got a job on here. Blocked well against Martinelli, but the ball falls to the edge of the box for Partey. He sent his ball scrambling by Dominik Szoboszlai. 10 minutes to go with the first half. The champions Liverpool leading by 2-0. 2 goals in quick succession from Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz. As Liverpool 2 to the good here against Arsenal. Kivior into the box, away by Konate, a little bit loose there from Szoboszlai, and the ball across was guided and dealt with by Liverpool. Gakpo dropping very deep, helping out defensively there. Chips the ball forward towards Robertson. Again, Arsenal intercept, and here's Saka, central. A little bit overhit towards Trossard, but he keeps it in. Gives it back to Martin Ødegaard. Into the box. Across to Partey. Not many options. Partey, nice ball through the lines to Trossard. Cuts it back to Ødegaard. Blocked well by his opposite number there, Dominic Szoboszlai. And Diaz trying to break away now. Challenged was Diaz. Fouled by Partey was Diaz. And that's probably 3 or 4 now Thomas Partey has made. If he's not going to get a booking, which he isn't, he's certainly not far away from one, Thomas Partey. From my calculations, that was the 3rd foul he'd committed today. 2 on Gakpo and now 1 on Diaz as well. So I think he would be certainly in the mind of the referee for a possible yellow if he gets another one. And Diaz bleeding. There's a little bit of blood from the Colombian's nose there. So he will get treatment, will Luis Diaz. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That would be greatly appreciated. And we thank you all for joining us so far for this one. As first play second, the Champions Liverpool against Arsenal at Anfield. And the players can take some liquids and some fluids while there is this stoppage for Diaz getting treatment. A reminder for you, we have the EFL Championship playoffs. The second legs of those semi-finals are tomorrow night and Tuesday night, with Sheffield United against Bristol City tomorrow night. They're 3-0 up, the home side. Heading into that one are Sheffield United. And on Tuesday night, Sunderland take a 2-1 lead against Coventry, back to the Stadium of Light for their playoff semi-final. And the 2 winners of those semi-finals will meet in the Championship playoff final on Saturday, the 24th of May. So we're seeing the replay of the 2 Liverpool goals again. Not too sure the exact timings. But what you can say is Liverpool in control at the moment. Scoreline wise anyway. Diaz is okay, by the way, to continue. As Jones wins the ball from the clearance. Gakpo guides it back to his compatriot and captain Virgil van Dijk. Flicks it over the top. So Szoboszlai was lurking. Saliba just about did enough as Raya clears. Well, if we analyse the game so far, stats-wise, Arsenal have had the lion's share of possession, 63% to Liverpool's 37%. But the difference is Liverpool have had a higher XG, more big chances, more shots on target than Arsenal up to this point. Liverpool have had 5 shots to Arsenal's 4. Liverpool have had 4 of those 5 shots on target. Arsenal without a shot on target as of yet. Liverpool having 3 big chances to Arsenal's 1. And the XG is massively in Liverpool's favour. 1.95 to Arsenal's 0.56. And Diaz there was playing right back for a minute there. Luis Diaz helping Conor Bradley. And he will go out for an Arsenal throw on the left side. Don't forget, at half-time we'll analyse all of today's results so far in the 4 previous games that we have witnessed today, and also we'll look ahead to what's coming up in the final 2 weeks of the season. As Szoboszlai nips the ball away, Liverpool on the break again for a split second. Szoboszlai will try and arrow one towards Salah. Too close to David Raya on that occasion from the Hungarian. Nice idea though, but just not the greatest execution. So we will have all of that to look forward to at half-time, because this is the final game of the weekend in the Premier League. We will be back, of course, on Friday night when Chelsea take on Man United on Friday, and we'll have those 2 EFL games as well for you before that. So we do have a lot of action across the week to come. Saka. Trossard through the lines to Saka again in the box. Guides away from challenges. Odegaard's chance at an effort was closed out. Trossard nipped at by Diaz, and Konate comes and commands and takes the ball away. Here's Gakpo. Nice little jink. Gives it to Diaz, who whips it out wide to Salah. Look at the acres of space for Salah. Here's Mohamed Salah. Drifting it across. Jones was close, as was Gravenberch, cleared away. Salah, I think, is a little bit kind today. So there have been a few shooting opportunities, and he's played the ball rather than take the shot. Is Mo Salah. Of course, the leading scorer in the Premier League, and the player leading the assists tally as well. 28 goals, 18 assists. Just one away from equaling the all-time record of most goal involvements in a single season. It's 47. That was in a 42-game season, that was, so it's a little bit skewed. But Salah certainly has the record for a 38-game season. And look at him, he's trying to spin past Lewis Skelly, who held Mohamed Salah. And he's going to get a yellow card for that one. Grappling with Salah, losing out and getting a yellow card as well, Miles Lewis Skelly. Well, I got to say, for Miles Lewis Skelly, there will be no tougher test down that right wing for a player at left back than Mohamed Salah. Especially this season. Just talking about him. 46 goal involvements this season. We're only in game 36. I mean, it's mental what he is doing. Absolutely mental. He hasn't got a goal or an assist this afternoon so far. He might want to here. He's over this free kick along with Dominic Szoboszlai. I don't know whether he'll whip it in or not. Let's see. 2 minutes or so to go of the first half. Liverpool free kick wide on the right side, inside the confines around about the box. Salah will take it. Salah will try and curl it, but goes wide. Well, I did talk about our Friday night game here on LFS. Next week, Chelsea against Man United, as Chelsea continue to chase the Champions League. And they were given a little bit of a let-off today with Forest dropping points. So Chelsea have the chance to really consolidate a top 5 place when they host Man United on Friday evening. That's in the Premier League. Aston Villa will also play at the same time when they host Tottenham. So that could be a great night of action. Then on Saturday, we are live from 4:30, around about 4:20, for the 2025 FA Cup final between Crystal Palace and Manchester City. That's next Saturday. Then next Sunday, we have action for you from Goodison Park on the final ever game at Goodison in the Premier League. That's against Southampton next Sunday at 12 o'clock, followed by a 4:30 kickoff as Arsenal host Newcastle next Sunday. And then next Monday night, Liverpool have a trip to the south coast, a little seaside trip for the champions, and they head to Brighton next Monday night. And that's next weekend's offerings for you. Here's Curtis Jones to Diaz. Back to Virgil van Dijk. Into Gravenberch, and he will just give it back to Alisson. Last couple of seconds of the half, and it might be all done and dusted in El Clasico, because Barca have just scored a 5th goal in that one, and Fermin Lopez has added a 5th, so it's 5-3 to Barcelona in the dying embers of that one. Here's Connor Bradley in the box, but the flag's going to go up against a Liverpool player there. A reminder for you that Barca win that game, and they're as good as champions. They would be 7 points clear with only 9 points left to play for in La Liga, meaning a win next weekend would secure them the league. Always drama when Barca's in town. 5-3, mental, absolutely mental. At 3 added minutes at the end of the first half here at Anfield. Liverpool 2, but Arsenal 0. Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz, the two scorers, as Connor Bradley did well, ushering that ball out away from Gabriel Martinelli. I gotta say, Connor Bradley has had a tough task in this first half, but I think he stood up well. Arne Slot said that why not play him? He might be the starting right back next season, the 21-year-old. It's only his 5th start in the Premier League this season for Connor Bradley. Of course, the captain of his country as well, Connor Bradley, for Northern Ireland. A real hero for Northern Ireland. It's Connor Bradley bursting onto the scene, as some would say. Just over a minute or so of the first half remaining. And I can tell you, there actually hasn't, that 5th goal's been disallowed for Barcelona, but they're on the breakaway here. So it's still 4-3, but they're on the breakaway, and they might score a 5th now. It's over the top. But there's barely any seconds left. It's still well over the 6 added minutes. It's 4-3 to Barca in that one. That goal was disallowed, probably for offside, which is quite ironic considering Barcelona's wanting of getting offsides for opponents. Lovely ball by Gakpo to Diaz, through now to Salah. A little bit heavy. Salah here takes it back. Gravenberch shielding it, brought down. Still alive. Salah has it in and around the box here. Salah jinks away from his man and will win the corner off William Saliba. Final whistle's gone in the Olympic Stadium. Barcelona 4, Real Madrid 3. So Barca 7 clear with just 3 games left to play. As good as champions are Barca. Right, forget about that. Get that off my screen. Distracting me. Liverpool have a corner, right hand side. Szoboszlai will take. In the last minute, or the last few seconds of this first half. Only the 2nd corner of the game. Szoboszlai whips it in. The header by Konate is bouncing over the bar. And there's the half-time whistle. The first half done and dusted. And at half-time it's the champions who lead. Cody Gakpo with a bullet header from a Andy Robertson cross, and Luis Diaz from Dominic Szoboszlai's delivery, squared across, fired into an empty net. The 2 goals came within less than 2 minutes of each other, and that's where Liverpool have their advantage. At half-time, the champions, Liverpool, lead by 2-0. Welcome back to Premier League Live, half-time at Anfield. It's Liverpool 2, Arsenal 0 as the champions take a cruising lead from the first half after Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo both finding the back of the net. Let's recap the earlier results of the day, starting at lunchtime when Newcastle gave a bit of a scare and a bit of a problem for Chelsea in their race for the top 5. Newcastle jumping up to third with their 3 points in that big 2-0 win. The first goal came from Sandro Tonali inside the first 2 minutes of the game, and the second goal from Bruno Guimaraes on the 90th minute. Top and tailed it, so they did Newcastle, and winning by 2-0 against 10-man Chelsea, who after Nicholas Jackson was shown red. At Old Trafford, it's more dismal defeat for Manchester United as they were beaten by West Ham United by 2-0. Thomas Soucek and Jared Bowen giving Graham Potter's side the victory in a game where Man United had double the shots, double the opportunities, but couldn't find the back of the net on that occasion. That means Man United sit 16th in the Premier League table. Their 17th defeat of this season for Manchester United, and West Ham go above them by a single point after winning that game. It was all square. It finished between Nottingham Forest and Leicester there. That was a mistake. There we go. 2-2 it finished there. Nottingham Forest were winning. They were actually behind early on. Connor Cody opened the scoring for Leicester. Morgan Gibbs-White then equalised not long after in the first half. But a second goal from Chris Wood, his 100th Premier League goal involvement, meaning Forest were leading in the second half, but an 81st minute equaliser from Facundo Buonanotte get Leicester a point and means Forest drop 2 points, meaning they cannot finish in the top 5 this weekend, and they need 2 wins from their final 2 games surely if they're going to skip into that place. And also this afternoon it's another defeat for one of our Europa League finalists. In this time Tottenham were beaten in a London derby by Crystal Palace. Ebereeza either side of the half, finding the net twice to give Crystal Palace a well-deserved victory. 23 shots for Palace, 3.39 XG and 8 big chances for Oliver Glasner's side. The FA Cup finalists in fine form ahead of their final in the FA Cup in 6 days' time. 8 shots, 1 big chance and just 0.68 XG for Spurs. Just 1 shot on target all afternoon for Tottenham in that game against Crystal Palace. A very dismal display. And Spurs sit 17th in the table, just below Man United by a point. And Man United and Spurs 16th and 17th. Spurs have now lost 20 league games this season. That's only 2 less than Ipswich, 4 less than Leicester, and of course 8 less than Southampton. But only 2 defeats less than relegated Ipswich. Now, they're a good 16 points ahead of them, but that's ridiculous for Spurs and Man United to be in those sorts of positions, and Liverpool 2 up at the break. This is the way the table looks in the top half as it stands. It does. I was just checking the points there. Liverpool champions, 85 points, leading the way. Arsenal on 67. They would be 18 behind Liverpool heading into the final 2 weeks of the season. But the crucial point for Arsenal, they're not looking above them, they're looking below them. Newcastle would be on 66. Man City on 65. Both could go above Arsenal if they lose today and Newcastle beat Arsenal at the Emirates next weekend. That is a realistic possibility that Arsenal could be 4th by going into the final day. Chelsea in 5th on 63, as are Villa on 63, but they're just outside on goal difference, and Nottingham Forest on 62 after they dropped 2 points. That could have brought them back into the top 5, but they sit in 7th, right outside of the top. Then those 8th place sides, or those sides all battling for 8th place, Brentford, Brighton and Bournemouth. Fulham are not out of the mix yet, they're 4 points off 8th, so they're still mathematically possible. But Brentford, Brighton or Bournemouth, probably the favourites, one of those 3 to get 8th place now. That could be a Champions League place, or it could be a European place, sorry, if Man City win the FA Cup on Saturday. Brentford in 8th at the moment on 55, as are Brighton, they're behind them on goal difference, and 10th is Bournemouth after their defeat to Villa yesterday. Right, second half at Anfield with the champions lead by 2-0. We're back for the second half in just a moment. Welcome back to Premier League Live. Second half at Anfield on the way in just a moment. The Championship playoffs, second legs of those semi-finals are tomorrow night and Tuesday night. We watch Sheffield United with a 3-goal lead over Bristol City at Bramall Lane tomorrow night at 8. And then on Tuesday night, we watch Sunderland take a 2-1 lead back from the CBS Arena against Coventry. That's at the Stadium of Light on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. For a place in the Championship playoff final on Saturday, the 24th of May. And you can watch that live here on LFS. Right, let's get ready for the second half then. Arsenal are out on the field. It looked like Trent Alexander-Arnold was warming up at half-time, whether he will be introduced or not. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications. If you haven't done so already, that would be greatly appreciated. And we welcome you back for the second half here at Anfield. Champions 2 to the good at the break. Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz, the two scorers. From what I can tell, there were no changes at half-time. And it's as you were, I believe it is, for both sides. So we go again. And we're back on the way again here at Anfield for the second 45. Arsenal, a bit of a mountain to climb here at Anfield today. And here at Anfield, over the years, these two have played themselves quite a bit, played each other quite a bit in the recent years. Considering, actually, Liverpool have won 6 of the last 8 meetings at Anfield. Arsenal haven't won here since September 2012. That is a good 11 meetings ago between the two sides. 12 meetings ago. There's been 11 meetings since, and Liverpool are unbeaten in all of those, winning a good 7 of those 11 meetings and 4 draws. Here's Trossard with an early start for Arsenal. Good block in the middle there against Mikel Merino. And Bradley strides away with the ball. Gravenberch in his own box reverses it into Szoboszlai. Plays it out to Gravenberch and tries to get the return ball. Actually plays it into himself and he tries to squeeze through Salah. Just under hits it there, Ryan Gravenberch. As I say, he was given a full rest last weekend against Chelsea. Wasn't in the matchday squad at all, Ryan Gravenberch. So he got a full rest and recuperation for this one. He's played a mountain of games as the header finds the back of the net for Arsenal. And Gabriel Martinelli rise highest. And Arsenal have a goal back. Good start to the half for the Gunners. And they've cut the deficit in half. And Liverpool's lead is cut. Again, good start to the second half for Arsenal. Exactly probably the start they would have needed to get that early goal and get themselves back in the game. Yeah, Trossard here gets past, chops inside Bradley, whips the ball in. And you gotta say, from a Liverpool point of view, Martinelli absolutely ghosted his way into the box. No one tracking him whatsoever. I think the Liverpool centre-backs there were at fault. And I think maybe Virgil van Dijk. 2-1. Wow. Great start to the half for Arsenal then. And that mountain looks a little bit smaller now for Arsenal to try and climb. He dominated the possession in the first half, did Arsenal, but weren't able to kind of counter Liverpool or give them any sort of major threat in front of goal. And the first chance of the half finds the back of the net. Salah crowded out there down that side. Well, maybe that's a little bit of a wake-up call for Liverpool. They're not going to cruise to victory today. As it stands, Arsenal are going to put up a fight in the second half. Liverpool are not going to have it all their own way today. Trossard turns it back to Kivior. Saliba. White back to Kivior. Sorry, Saliba, apologies. Crowd up for it again inside Anfield. The goal they've just conceded, I don't think it matters too much to them. They want to get their home team back up and running again. It's actually quite funny. Liverpool lost 3-1 away at Chelsea last week, and the away end was probably the loudest part of Stamford Bridge last weekend. Well, there's a breakaway down the right side here for Arsenal. It's Trossard. Saka on the inside, White on the outside, whips it round the corner, Ben White. And Bradley gets his head to it. Salah keeps it in play. Inside to Bradley. He will just go back to Alisson. He will thump it long. Brought down by Kivior. Recycled well by Arsenal. When trailing by 2 goals at half-time, since March 2008, Arsenal have never won from 2 goals down. They've only drawn 3 times since 2008 when they've been 2-0 down at half-time. They've lost 28 times. So it's not often that they ever pick up anything when losing 2 or more at half-time. They've got one early in this half to try and give themselves a chance. White. Saka gets the ball away from Van Dijk quickly. Odegaard. Now out wide to Saka. Arsenal started the first half the better and the second. The difference is they couldn't score in the first, and they have in the second, as Diaz was blocked off there. No foul, said the referee Anthony Taylor. Here is Saka. On the right side, White on the overlap. Couldn't keep it in play, it looked like. Looked like it crossed the byline there. The assistant said no. Still in play. Saka. Wide right. Trossard goes back to White again and all the way back to Miles Lewis-Skelly on the left side here for Arsenal. Started off with a little bit sharper Arsenal than Liverpool in this half. Saka drifting into the box. Challenged by Robertson. Battling Robertson. Losing the ball does Robertson. Saka still got it. Trossard squeezing the space, and Trossard's shot skied over the bar. Again, it was much better from Arsenal. And even with Liverpool's press, they could squeeze the little spaces, find the gaps and find the opportunity to try and find a second goal. Spins away from Gravenberch. Van Dijk was on the scene. It was just lofted over the bar by the Belgian, Leandro Trossard. Van Dijk out to Gakpo. Takes it down. Can't keep it. Wasn't fouled again, as Partey has it. White down the right side to Odegaard. Now White to Saka. Against Robertson. Into Odegaard, completely unmarked, and Liverpool lucky that Odegaard made a mess of that as Szoboszlai spins it over the top for Salah. He's on his own at the minute, Mohamed Salah. He's got 3 Arsenal players with him. Now Diaz, who reverses it. Salah, too much for Luis Diaz. So it seems like Mohamed Salah is going to be the conductor for Liverpool in those attacks, and he's not massively trying to get shots off, Mohamed Salah. It's not like him this season. The ball from Partey. Well dealt with by Robertson. He was offside anyway, Bukayo Saka, but Liverpool have the ball here with Jones. Andy Robertson. Breaking forward, wanted to hit one. Hit it well wide, Robertson. Goal kick. See this opportunity again. And the move out wide. And all across the box, and Marina was blocked off. That was the earlier chance before the goal. He was blocked by his own man there, and Martin Odegaard. Raya plays out from the back, right into the path of his captain, Odegaard. Plays it forward to Saka, out wide it's gone to White. And inside again to Odegaard. Through the lines, well blocked by Robertson from that ball. Robertson inside to Curtis Jones and trying to return it back to the Scotsman. And Robertson's ball was right into the hands of Raya, who dived. Salah was lurking. Raya was there to gather. Again, a little bit of a counter for Liverpool. They're trying to move in transition, which sounds quite ironic, but what I mean is they're trying to build their attacks in transition. And there's more counter-attacking situations rather than dominate the ball. And they've been like that all day. As here's White into the box and forces a good save off Alisson, who claws it out and gets the catch on the second time. But Ben White, a bit too easy down that right side. Bursting towards the box. Robertson steps off and allows him to actually open up a shot. Robertson was just beaten there. And Alisson made a good save down to his right side. Arsenal starting the better of the two sides in the second half so far. Robertson forced the ball. Cut out by Odegaard. Now Saka. Heavy touch though by Bukayo Saka. Allows Curtis Jones to win it back. Now Gravenberch. Central for Liverpool. Well, as I was saying about Arsenal and Liverpool, recent meetings, the last two meetings here at Anfield have ended in a draw, 1-1 and 2-2. Liverpool last beat Arsenal here by 4-0 in 2021. Here comes Gakpo off the left channel. Cody Gakpo chopping back. We'll get the ball again. Feeds it to Jones. And we'll go back out wide to Gakpo. Inside to Szoboszlai, who will strike one. And the effort had such ferocity on it that David Raya couldn't catch it the first time. Had to take all the pace off with a flap at the ball. And then he did catch it second time. Trying the shots from distance there, Liverpool. Robertson's one, and then Szoboszlai's effort. Trying to change the approach a little bit. As I said, the last time these two met here, Salah responded from Gabriel opened the scoring after 4 minutes. Mohamed Salah equalised in that one. 2 goals in the first half for Liverpool. And their reverse meeting this season also ended in a draw. It was 2-2 in the reverse fixture at the Emirates earlier in the season. Saka took the lead. Van Dijk equalised. Mourinho then gave Arsenal the lead again before Mohamed Salah equalised late in the second half for Liverpool. He came from behind twice to take a point from Arsenal, which at that point in the season, when they were in a much tighter battle, that was all the way back in late October. Liverpool were still off to that great start in the season, but Arsenal were in close proximity back then. It was only the 9th game of the campaign, that one. So quite a long time has passed since these two last met in the Premier League. And one interesting stat that came up there just a minute or two ago was Arsenal have won 75% of the duels in the second half so far, so they're dominating the battles at the moment, are Arsenal. That's what they're winning, the duels, which is just giving them that little bit of an edge on Liverpool so far in this half. They've won all the ground duels and Liverpool have won all the aerial duels. That's where the separation is coming. It was much more even in the first half. Arsenal just edged it in the first half with duels, but Liverpool were more than competitive in those battles. Not as much in the second half, certainly on the ground. And Robertson beaten for pace by Ben White. He got in to block the ball and blocked it again, did Andy Robertson. And he plays it straight at Ryan Gravenberch, who controls and underhits the pass towards Szoboszlai. Arsenal just to look a bit more energetic than Liverpool, which is a little bit of a surprise. Maybe Arne Slot might turn to the bench very shortly. Whip ball in. Bouncing away from goal. Trossard out in the far left side. Tracked by Bradley. Back to Lewis Skelly, who will reverse it into the path of Jakub Kivior. Marino. To Kivior. To the left side is Trossard. Inside to Martinelli. Trossard again. Alright, wide to Lewis Skelly on the left side, who collided with Conor Bradley. And it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal, and a yellow card for Conor Bradley as well in the process there. Yeah, Lewis Skelly just tried to beat past him, and Bradley just stood his ground basically, but stood his ground in blocking Lewis Skelly with the ball, and yeah, it's a yellow card and a free kick. Trent Alexander-Arnold warming up on the sideline. Whether he will be introduced or not, still to be wondered. But a free kick here for Arsenal. All the Liverpool players back in the box. As we hit the hour mark inside Anfield. Arsenal certainly being the better side in the second half so far. They got that goal through Gabriel Martinelli in the second minute of the second half. 47th minute of the game, and since then they've been on top, but haven't found the goal mouth just yet since that point. Here they are. Free kick across. Not cleared away, and the ball from Martinelli right at Alisson. Yeah, it wasn't defensively cleared. It's a cross from the left side by Trossard all the way through. It came off Szoboszlai, fell to Martinelli, and blocked by Alisson on the goal. Fine reactions from the Brazilian in the Liverpool goal. So that's already a confirmed new addition Liverpool will get in the summer. Georgi Marmadashvili, the Valencia goalkeeper. Of course, Liverpool already signed him, but they loaned him back to Valencia for the remainder of this season. So Georgi Marmadashvili will be a Liverpool player come this time, well, come the summer. So competition for places in the goalkeeper role. Trying to start the succession plan are Liverpool. Still one of the best goalkeepers in the world, Alisson. Here's Martinelli drifting in behind. He's caused a lot more of a threat in the second half. Gabriel Martinelli. One more central for Arsenal as Bradley wins a firm header in the box. Salah to Szoboszlai. Tried to dribble away, but he was crowded out. That wasn't the right thing to do in this shot. It was tame from the edge of the box as Alisson tries to unleash Salah away. He's done this many a time before. Salah tussling. Not able to win it. And Lewis Skelly bundling over. And Salah, I think, penalised for that. Trying to win the ball. And a free kick to Arsenal. Taken quickly. Just seems a little bit laboured from Liverpool. There's not many routes forward at the minute. Trossard. Just a lot of Arsenal possession, and maybe Liverpool trying to hit on the break, but again, as I say, there's just not much on for Liverpool in those sorts of areas. Pressure on Saliba there by Jones, but again, there's just a lot of frustration there from Curtis Jones as he tried to press, but he knew they're just going to play out of that, Arsenal. A little bit of space here for Ødegaard to run. He's got Martinelli in behind, and a real pocket of space there, and Bradley committed and got the challenge clean, did Conor Bradley. According to the referee, Martinelli claiming that he was fouled, but see it again. Again, it's poor from the Liverpool back line. I got to say, the two full-backs were dropping deeper than the centre-back, so it created this pocket of space where Martinelli could strive into. And it's a great challenge by Connor Bradley. Martinelli's down in pain, but it's never a penalty. Connor Bradley with a great challenge. And helped back to his feet by Virgil van Dijk, but it will be a Arsenal corner on this right-hand side. 26 minutes of the game remaining. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 1. And look at this, whole raft of Liverpool changes coming. Darwin Núñez, Alexis McAllister and Trent Alexander-Arnold are all ready and waiting to enter the fray. And Arne Slot giving some tactical information to Darwin Núñez there. Didn't know he understood English. Saka to take the corner, short. Odegaard flicks it back onto Saka, driving into the box, chipped across, and Saliba's header. I think it was guided over the bar by Konate. Or was it a goal kick? My goodness. That was a close chance. Konate did have play his part. We'll see this again. Yeah, nice little 1-2 between Odegaard and Saka chips it across. And yeah, Konate doesn't get a touch to it, but what he does is he puts... yeah, oh, he does get a touch to it. But he does as well. He puts William Saliba off, and that's crucial. He's not got away with that one, Liverpool. That should have been a corner. Just a goal kick given, though. And we see these triple changes incoming for Liverpool. So, in order then, it's going to see Alexis McAllister coming on. Darwin Núñez and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Curtis Jones will be replaced by Núñez. Gakpo will be replaced by I forgot McAllister, and Connor Bradley is going to be the one coming off for Alexander-Arnold. So a straight swap at right back. McAllister coming on for Gakpo, and Curtis Jones coming off, replaced by Darwin Núñez. So a little bit of rejigging. Diaz will go to left wing. Darwin Núñez will play through the middle, and then a straight swap in midfield between McAllister and Jones on that front. So still a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 for Liverpool. And Alexander-Arnold, a mixed reception as he enters the pitch. A mix of boos and applause for the man who has said that he will be leaving the club at the end of the season. And will be reportedly heading to Real Madrid. It's not been confirmed, obviously. But that's been the wide reports for a long while now. But Trent Alexander-Arnold giving a bit of clarity to his situation. After all, Salah drives through for Núñez on the first run. And couldn't quite find him. It's Konate with an awkward header there. Right up into the air. He battles again and wins it confidently that time. And gives it back to Alisson. So a quarter of this game to go. And the Liverpool fans are singing there's only one Connor Bradley. That's the song of choice. He's not on the field anymore. Could that be in response to Alexander-Arnold? Something is telling me it is. Very interesting. Well, the most assists by a defender in Premier League history is Trent Alexander-Arnold, 64. Andy Robertson's only 4 behind him on 60. There's no doubting the impact that Trent Alexander-Arnold's had, but he's not died. We're not here to give him a kind of a memoriam, in memoriam. Oh, look what he's done. That's the end of the career thing, that type of thing. Yeah, it will be an end of an era with Alexander-Arnold leaving Liverpool in the summer. Hoping for pastures new. There might be a real rejig at Real Madrid next season. Xabi Alonso pipped to be the new head coach, taking over from Carlo Ancelotti, and Carlo Ancelotti apparently will be heading to Brazil. The Brazil national team is the touted reports, but we'll see how that one turns out. There's a Liverpool connection there. Xabi Alonso, the former Liverpool player. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Might be one of his players next season. Arsenal once again with more possession, this time a bit further back, but they're certainly just keeping the ball, Arsenal. At this moment in time, there was Skelly. Soboslai trying to apply a little bit of pressure. Odegaard pressed by McAllister. Almost winning it back, but Partey does have it. And Lewis Skelly back across to Kivior, away from the Liverpool press. Kivior hits it straight at Liverpool players, but nicely adjusted by Trossard to get it away from the press. Odegaard through the lines looking for Martinelli again. He was tracked all the way by Alexander-Arnold, and it was guided back to Alisson. Alexander-Arnold on the ball. Again, he's going to get that mixed reception. Never like that whole idea of booing players. I just don't like that. Booing your own players, I think that's a bit of a disgrace, but I can understand the frustration. Here's Odegaard. He will hit one. Oh, what a save by Alisson, but the follow-up is in. And Mikel Merino will have the equalising goal. A little bit weird, a little bit strange, but Alisson grasped Martin Odegaard's effort from absolutely nowhere, and then unfortunately for the Liverpool keeper, Alisson palmed it right into the path of Mikel Merino, who heads it in for the 2-2. The Liverpool players think Merino was offside. You got to see it again, but some strike by Odegaard, well saved by Alisson. And is he? I think he's onside there, Merino. So unlucky is Alisson there. He makes some save. Great save onto the post, and unfortunately it palms out into the path of Merino, who finds the equaliser. I think he's onside, Merino. It's obviously on. It's where he is, whether he's on or off, when the strike is taken by Odegaard. And I think he's onside. So it's a second goal for Arsenal. And the game right back in square with 20 minutes to go. And it's confirmed. Onside. And the cameras point to Alexander-Arnold, who was the one that just played him onside. It's narrow, but he is onside, Mikel Merino. 2-2. They're setting up a grand finale here at Anfield in the final 20 minutes. Liverpool maybe have just thrown away what was a great 2-goal lead against the Gunners. My goodness. Arsenal have had 6 more shots than Liverpool. 7 more in the second half alone. So they've certainly had much more outcome and much more output compared to Liverpool in the second half, have the Gunners. Alisson swings it out to the left side. Diaz trying to hold on, beaten in that occasion. And McAllister just recycles. I think Liverpool need a little bit of a wake-up. Been a little bit sloppy in the second half, I think. In the sense, did they think the job was done at half-time? Did they think they were cruising? Lovely turn by Gravenberch. And he's dragged back there by Partey. The crowd really are desperate to get a yellow card. That's his 4th foul of the game. He's somehow escaping a yellow here. But look at that. When winning by 2 goals at half-time, Liverpool, they have never lost in the Premier League at Anfield. 118 wins out of 120 when leading by 2 goals at half-time. They've only dropped points twice in that whole history. 35 years. And Liverpool have dropped points just twice when leading by 2 goals at half-time. They're now 17 minutes away from that being the case again. It's a long kick away by Raya. Saka's all over the back of Andy Robertson there. The referee says play on as Liverpool have the ball. Here is Robertson. Inside to Gravenberch. Now Alexander-Arnold. He will swing one over the top. And Darwin Núñez was in behind. And he was, in that occasion, couldn't quite get on the end of it. It was a great ball by Alexander-Arnold. Thumbs up between the two players there in response. That was a great ball. Whipped around the corner, right onto the foot of Darwin Núñez. He just couldn't control it. Big moment. Big moment. Robertson chasing down the left wing here. Van Dijk in a battle with Saka. Held was Saka. The foul doesn't come as Alexander-Arnold wins it off Martinelli. And Konate gets it back to Alisson. Liverpool in a real fight to get the 3 points as McAllister has to scramble away. Van Dijk played him an absolute hospital pass there. He got away with it. Liverpool just a look laboured. Really laboured. Here come Arsenal down the right side. White. McAllister there on the edge of the box to break apart that moment. That's a lovely flick over the top by Núñez. And here's McAllister, and they're on the break now. Liverpool a 5-on-3. Here comes Diaz. A bit of a 4-on-4 as Diaz squares it back across to Salah. Edge of the box. Salah couldn't flick it on to McAllister. And the attack comes falling down. 15 minutes to go. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2. As the Arsenal player falls to the ground. No foul. Here comes Gravenberch. Drifting into the box. And the shot curled wide. But for a split second there, that might have been a cracking goal from Ryan Gravenberch. Again, the Arsenal player just falls over on his own accord. Wanted to foul Mikel Merino, but there was nothing in it whatsoever. And then Gravenberch just unleashes. Just doesn't keep his control and his kind of concentration and just goes wide. Mikel Merino, absolutely nothing wrong with him. Fell over his own ankle there. Wanted a foul for it. He is the man at the moment that will be getting Arsenal a point out of their trip to Anfield. As it stands. As Trossard is down. Reminder for you, the Championship playoff semi-finals continue tomorrow night, where it's Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, as Sheffield United have a 3-goal lead from their first leg against Bristol City. Couldn't remember that there. Bristol City 3-0 from that one in the first leg, so they've got a real advantage, Sheffield United. And Sunderland, a 2-1 lead against Coventry, as they take that one into that game on Tuesday night. Both 8 o'clock kickoffs. Yeah, Leandro Trossard on the far side of the field here. When Merino gives the ball away, Trossard was just a little bit, just pulls up, and probably a little bit of a worry for Arsenal on that occasion. Leandro Trossard, as we see the players just taking in some more liquids. 2-2 at Anfield, a fairly competitive affair. Well, in the last 5 meetings between the sides in all competitions, there's 1 win apiece. Arsenal winning and Liverpool winning 1 each in the last 5, and 3 draws. And 2 of those 3 draws came at Anfield. In the earlier game, the reverse fixture earlier this season was the other draw in the last 5. Arsenal winning their other home game 3-1 against Liverpool in February 24, and Liverpool winning the FA Cup tie that they played in January of 2024 in the FA Cup. Liverpool readying some changes as well here, as well as Arsenal, so changes incoming. Arsenal haven't made a change yet, which is fascinating. So Luis Diaz is coming off. He got the 2nd goal today. He's been replaced by Diogo Jota. And Arsenal made a double change as well. Ricardo Calafiore, I believe, has come on, along with Kieran Tierney, and they've replaced Ben White and Leandro Trossard. Just over 11.5 minutes to go. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2 here at Anfield. And Liverpool trying to get on the end of this. They've broke the ball. They've won it high up. The shot is just wide by Nunez. The referee. Oh, it's a red card for Mikel Merino. A second yellow. Maybe for dissent. Arsenal felt there was a foul. What has actually happened all of a sudden? I'm not too sure. Liverpool went it back off Merino. Again, not a foul. Nunez went down. So Boschlei played it on. And again, Merino comes clattering in. I mean, Mikel Merino has had a shocker of 5 minutes. Not only is he crying and falling all around the place, he's committing late challenges, throwing in tackles. He's already on a yellow. And he's just been shown a second one by the referee. Mikel Merino has seen red. And Liverpool have the man advantage with a free kick in a good area. And now Arsenal have things to worry about. They've 10 minutes to try and hang on to a draw here. Mikel Merino, who would have been the hero for Arsenal scoring the equalizer, has had a red mist moment. And he now is off the field. Second yellow gets him out. And the Arsenal coaching staff, along with Mikel Arteta, trying to figure out what's going on, as the set-piece coach there is again front and centre. Well, the stat came out this week. Arsenal have conceded the most of their goals, more than any other Premier League side in terms of percentage, from set-pieces this season. They're the side that have conceded the most percentage of goals from set-pieces. They've a set-piece coach that's marauded. Don't know about that. Free kick here for Liverpool. It's me, Alexander-Arnold, and Salah's around it, but it's Alexander-Arnold who's going to take it. Give Liverpool a parting gift with a win away at Leicester. With that winning goal, can he give them a winning goal at Anfield? Free kick's about 22 yards out. Little to the left. Can Alexander-Arnold bend this one? Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, just wide. The right pace, the right height, just not the right accuracy. Just wide. Wasn't too far away. Just curled away at the last second. And it goes behind for a goal kick. Eight and a half minutes to go. Arsenal down to 10. It's 2-2. And it looks like Liverpool are going to bring on Harvey Elliott. Maybe trying to cause some chaos. So Elliott coming on. That will be Liverpool's 5th substitution. Not just yet, though. As Raya kicks long from this goal kick. Won by Van Dijk. Flicked over the top by Partey. First time for Saka. But Alisson grabs from the air and lays it off to Robertson. And the crowd are up, wanting Liverpool to spray forward. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Charging down the right comes Salah. Salah up against Lewis Skelly. Salah a little bit heavy, but he wins it back. Salah looking for options, very central. Finds Gravenberch. Out wide now to Robertson. Robertson's cross was far too much on it. Goal kick. Harvey Elliott's coming on. And Ryan Gravenberch is coming off. So Gravenberch given the full rest last week. Played a good 82 minutes here. And applauded by the home crowd. And Harvey Elliott's coming on in his place for the final 7-8 minutes of this game. Plus the additional time, of course. That Chelsea game is actually the only day that Ryan Gravenberch didn't make an appearance for Liverpool in the Premier League this season. So a real stalwart in that midfield he's made himself, the Dutchman. Harvey Elliott on in his place late here. Raya with another long goal kick. It's Konate this time with a header. Taken down in the middle. Liverpool win it back through McAllister, and now Jota on the move. Liverpool charging forward. Here's Jota, whose effort bobbled a little bit and went just narrowly wide. Well, this is what I think Liverpool are going to try and do. Steal it in midfield and just break away. Burst away. Yeah, Jota, he probably had a good run to his left there, and Soberschlei decided to hit the target himself, and he didn't hit the target in the end. He hit the ball wide. Raya will hit again. Long goal kick. Rinse and repeat. It's Alexander-Arnold sees the ball go over his head. Out for the throw to Liverpool. It's the ball back to Van Dijk now. Robertson. To Szoboszlai. Ball swung out to the far right side for Alexander-Arnold. And Salah. He's got Elliott in behind. Here's Harvey Elliott. Trying to roll it back to Salah. Salah battling for space. Salah battling to get the shot off. No room. It's McAllister challenging a little bit late. And that'll be a free kick to Arsenal. Kivior was the one fouled. After this game, we will be heading into the final 2 weeks of the season. Matchday 37 starts on Friday night, as we mentioned in the first half, when Chelsea take on Man United. We'll then have 2 games for you next Sunday. Everton-Southampton in the final game at Goodison Park. And Arsenal take on Newcastle at 4:30 next Sunday, before Liverpool head to Brighton next Monday night. There's the ball over the top by Alexander-Arnold. Trying to find Salah, but Raya gets rid. He was closely watching on. Ball just brought down by Konate and back to Alisson, who gets it forced out to Robertson on the left side here. Down the line it goes. An offside there from Darwin Núñez. That was a little bit of a needless moment there for the Liverpool number 9. Wasting opportunity. Arne Slot applauding his side, trying to get them, try and find that winning goal. 4 minutes to go, plus the additional time. Arne Slot, with 2 games remaining after this one of his first Premier League season in charge of Liverpool. What a season it has been. No matter what the result here in the next 2 weeks, won't change the ultimate fact that Liverpool are the Premier League champions. But might they want to put a champion seal on this game and steal the 3 points? Although not by that type of ball. Given away to Saka. Now Ødegaard, they might lose all the points from a winning position as the through ball is towards Calafiori, and Alisson has to do a bit of shielding. And he does shield it out for a goal kick. Ricardo Calafiori there. And Alexander Zinchenko's going to be coming on. The 4th official is going to quickly display this. So Alexander Zinchenko on. And Bukayo Saka is off. He epitomised a good second half performance from Arsenal. Very good second half performance. A game of 2 halves. Liverpool were the better side in the first, with their attacking opportunities. Arsenal have been the better in the second. Is there time for one more chance, one more moment for either of these two to try and win it? McAllister. Elliott down the line to Salah. Ball stayed in, but Salah just trying to scrape it in. Van Dijk coming and collecting. Szoboszlai going down, wanting the foul, but he's not going to get it. And the referee, Anthony Taylor, as Jota applies the pressure. Raya sends long. Robertson heads it down to Núñez. Takes the touch on the turn. Núñez shows a little bit. Darwin Núñez. He's it off now to Soboslai, who strike right at the first man in front of him in Zinchenko. Fed wide by Konate. Salah now. Salah drifting it onto his right foot, chipping it back across, and the header was awkward, and it's Andy Robertson who hits it wide. Another big chance missed. Arsenal were at the mercy of Liverpool there, and Andy Robertson had the chance. Great ball by Salah over the top. It's an awkward clearance. I don't know if it's Saliba that gets the header, and that's awkward. It falls to Robertson, who opens his foot too much. And he just goes slicing wide. If that had connected cleanly there from Robertson, surely that could have been the winner. Last minute of the 90 then, here at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2. Arsenal down to 10, remember. And Raya's ball was cleared out. And straight out for a Liverpool throw. Down the line by Alexander-Arnold. The header, a little bit strange. Jota trying to close Partey down. Odegaard did well under the challenge. Partey feeding it into Zinchenko central. Odegaard now. Arsenal probably just trying to keep the ball and run the clock out. Here as they go back. Ben White. And Saliba. Back to Raya. And the long kick brought down by Van Dijk. And Robertson gets the throw. 90 minutes up. There will be 5 additional minutes. Which gets a response from the Anfield crowd. They believe they can possibly get a winner against the 10 men of Arsenal. Elliott switching it out to Robertson on the left. Here's Nunez. Nunez to McAllister. Alexander-Arnold to Salah. Mohamed Salah chopping inside again. Lays it back for Harvey Elliott, who will hit one. And the ball just going over the bar from Harvey Elliott. Decent idea, decent opportunity. Perfect opportunity. He just couldn't keep the ball down. Unfortunate that from Harvey Elliott. He's had his sparing moments this season for Liverpool. Probably wasn't given the opportunities he probably felt he should have been this season, but that was a decent opportunity for Harvey Elliott. And he couldn't just take. As Raya will thump it away as far as he can get it. Flicked on by Zinchenko, but Konate chests it. And under pressure here, Konate does get it back to Alisson as he checks it out to Robertson, who takes it down and has the space to see in front of him. Robertson. Szoboszlai turns back. 2 minutes of the 5 is up. 3 to go. Elliott swinging it out to the far right side for Salah. Salah drifting into the box. Mohamed Salah. Mo Salah still going. Salah trying to find a teammate. Really doesn't want to take a shot today, Mohamed Salah. Liverpool get it right back again from the Arsenal clearance. And they are all camped in the Arsenal half, but the goalkeeper. Arsenal trying to hang on for a draw. Liverpool trying to push for a winner. Something's got to give. What will be the outcome? Salah down the right side, drifts it back inside again, a little short to Alexander-Arnold, but Elliott's delivery headed clear. Szoboszlai keeps it alive. McAllister now, Van Dijk. And working for it here, Liverpool. Szoboszlai inside to Salah, back to Dominic Szoboszlai. McAllister, told to shoot by the crowd, forces it into Nunez, who just couldn't keep a grip of it. And now Kieran Tierney trying to come away with the ball. And he's got nowhere and no one to get it to. 2 minutes to go as Alisson retrieves. McAllister Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold's whip ball around the corner! Just away from Jota, and Nunez was there too. And it just goes behind for the goal kick. Evading the two centre forwards by mere inches. Another great ball by Alexander-Arnold. Swung round the corner. Too far away from Jota and too away from Nunez to try and follow it in. Two decent opportunities right on the back of one another. And they just can't find it, Liverpool. So we'll have a minute left. That might be their chance to win it. Is there going to be one more? As Raya gets away again and straight out of play. So they might have gifted Liverpool one more opportunity, one more attack. Oh, given away by Elliott. A little caught at the back here. Here's Ødegaard. They could win it, Arsenal. Ødegaard! Just zipping wide. Mere inches. And now Liverpool want a break. Burst away. Not much bursting going on as Nunez just about gets it to Jota. 20 or so seconds remaining. Alexander-Arnold to Salah. Salah drifting around the box. Mohamed Salah wins a corner. Last chance saloon for Liverpool to win it. When Arsenal had their chance with Ødegaard not taken, can Liverpool take their chance? 5 minutes are up. One more corner. McAllister to deliver for the champions. Can he give them that chance to seal it? McAllister's delivery. Van Dijk's header. What a save, but the follow-up is in. And Diogo Jota. No, it's Darwin. It's Andy Robertson. And I think the flag's gone up. I think they're calling offside. We'll have to see. It might be a VAR call. Robertson thought he'd won it. The flag is up from the assistant. He gets an interesting response from the crowd. Is he offside? This is a huge defining moment. Robertson is offside, I think. It's by the littlest of margins. There will be a VAR check, but this could be massive. Was there a foul in there as well? Anyway, well, this is a wait and hope moment for Liverpool fans. And I think they're checking actually for a foul anyway in the build-up, or from the first phase, and the decision is no goal because there was a foul by Konate, on Lewis Skelly. That's it's not a goal. This might be the final whistle then coming. They tried to nick it at the end, Liverpool, but Arsenal just about cling on. And there we are. The point apiece is shared at Anfield. The champions were 2-0 up at the half. And for only the third time in history at Anfield, when leading 2-0 at the break, Liverpool failed to seal the victory. Arsenal came back and were probably the better side in the second half. But ultimately, they could have had a chance to win it. So could Liverpool. But in the end, probably fair enough that they find no difference between the sides. It's finished. Liverpool 2 and 10-man Arsenal 2. And the champions get the point, and Arsenal probably get a much needed point, but they're not clear of those behind them. They're still not secured second. 2-2 it finishes. And there we are. That's the final whistle, the final result of the weekend, and on Matchday 36, and the champions held to a draw by Arsenal in seconds in the end. Mary Jane Piper with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much indeed for the support and the big love heart there. Thank you very much indeed for that. Thank you everybody for watching. It's been a great day of Premier League action. The twists and turns of the European race, and Arsenal in that twist and turn for second place. They're not confirmed there yet. They're only 2 ahead of Newcastle, who they play next. That's going to be a big affair next Sunday at 4:30. Do join us then. For now, join us again tomorrow and on Tuesday night for the Championship playoff semi-final second legs. For tonight, Liverpool are the champions, of course. Arsenal will stay in second this weekend, but they might be at the mercy of Newcastle next weekend. Join us for that one. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.